Hey there, welcome. You've probably found yourself at a crossroads in life, unsure of the direction you're headed or feeling stuck. Here are 5 clear signs that you're not where you should be, and more importantly, how to fix it. Understanding these signs can help you get back on track, create a life that's more fulfilling, and tap into the true potential that's waiting for you. If you find yourself in a constant state of stress, anxiety, or even physical discomfort, it could be a clear sign that your current path isn't aligned with who you really are. When you're not in harmony with your purpose, the body responds, sometimes in ways that are hard to ignore. These feelings are your inner wisdom trying to tell you something. When your mind and body are out of sync, stress takes over. You feel like you're constantly running on empty, mentally exhausted, and disconnected from what truly matters. But here's the good news: stress is not a permanent state. It's a signal that you're not living in the flow of who you are. So, how do you fix this? Start by taking a step back. Breathe deeply, center yourself, and ask, what am I truly passionate about? What lights me up? Take time to reconnect with yourself, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. When you start to prioritize your well-being and your inner peace, you'll notice that stress naturally begins to dissipate. Your path will begin to feel clearer, and you'll feel more at ease. Have you ever felt like life is just happening to you, and you're not really in control? You wake up, go through the motions, and at the end of the day, nothing feels fulfilling. It's almost like you're sleepwalking through life, just ticking off boxes, but not truly living. This is another sign that you might be on the wrong life path. When you're not aligned with your purpose, life starts to feel mechanical, repetitive, and without meaning. But it doesn't have to be this way. To fix it, you need to start becoming more present. Begin by slowing down and paying attention to the small details of your day. What are you doing out of habit, and what are you doing because it brings you joy? Notice where your energy is going, and ask yourself if it's aligned with your true desires. The more conscious you become of your daily activities, the more you'll be able to redirect your energy toward what truly matters. One of the most obvious signs that you're on the wrong path is a lack of fulfillment. You may be achieving things, ticking off goals, but deep down, you're not feeling satisfied. Life starts to feel like a series of tasks rather than a collection of meaningful experiences. You begin to wonder, is this it? This is when you know it's time to take a closer look at your life. Fulfillment comes when you're aligned with your passions and purpose. If you're not feeling inspired by what you do every day, it's time to make a change. The key to fixing this is simple: rediscover your passion. Think back to a time when you felt truly alive, excited, and inspired. What were you doing then? Whether it's creativity, helping others, learning, or something else, the key is to reignite that spark. Take one small action every day that brings you closer to what lights you up. It might be a hobby, a new project, or a side interest. Just make sure you're doing something that reminds you what it feels like to be truly fulfilled. It's normal to face challenges in life, but when everything you do feels like an uphill battle, it's worth asking yourself if you're on the right path. Constant obstacles can often be a sign that you're fighting against the natural flow of your life. You might be pushing hard, but it's just not working out the way you want it to. This can feel disheartening and frustrating. You might wonder why it seems like others are succeeding while you're struggling. But repeated setbacks often serve as wake-up calls. They're showing you that perhaps the direction you're taking isn't the best one for you. The solution? Instead of pushing harder, try stepping back and reassessing. Ask yourself if you're pursuing what you truly want, or if you're just following a path that's been laid out by others, society, or past expectations. Give yourself permission to pivot, change course, or try something new. Sometimes the most successful people are those who are willing to let go of what's not working and trust that a new direction will lead them to the right opportunities. Another powerful sign that you're on the wrong life path is a disconnect between who you truly are and how you're living. If you're constantly doing things to please others, or if you're neglecting your own desires and needs, you're probably not living authentically. This misalignment can leave you feeling drained, resentful, or even lost. To fix this, you need to reconnect with who you are at your core. This means letting go of external pressures and focusing inward. Spend time reflecting on your values, your strengths, and your dreams. When you make decisions from a place of authenticity, you'll naturally feel more aligned and energized. The more you honor your true self, the easier it will be to find a life path that's fulfilling and meaningful. Now that we've covered the signs, let's talk about how you can fix it. If you're noticing any of these patterns in your life, it's time to make a shift. Here are a few steps you can take. Be honest with yourself. Take a deep look at your life and be real about where you are. Don't avoid the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Acknowledging where you are is the first step toward change. Let go of fear. Fear can hold you back from making changes, but it's also a sign that you're growing. Think of uncertainty and take the leap toward something new. Align with your purpose. Start doing things that resonate with you on a deeper level. Follow your passion and do what excites you, even if it's a small step at first. The more aligned you are with your true self, the easier it becomes to find fulfillment. Take action. Change doesn't happen overnight, but small steps lead to big shifts. Take consistent action toward the life you want to create. Trust the process. Even when things seem uncertain, trust that you're being guided. Life has a way of leading you in the right direction, even if it doesn't always look like what you expected. The signs that you're on the wrong path are there for a reason. Life is constantly giving you feedback, and it's up to you to pay attention to it. If you're feeling stressed, disconnected, unfulfilled, or like you're constantly hitting roadblocks, these are signals that it's time for a change. You have the power to realign yourself with your true purpose and make decisions that support the life you truly desire. Start small, trust yourself, and note, you are always one decision away from a completely different life. Sometimes, we find ourselves stuck in a place that doesn't feel quite right. Life feels like it's pulling us in one direction, but our heart is telling us something entirely different. It's easy to continue down a path because it's what we're used to, but often, these habits can lead to frustration and unhappiness. If you're feeling discontented or disconnected, it's important to take a closer look at your choices. One thing to keep in mind when reevaluating your path is that change doesn't need to be sudden or drastic. It can begin with small shifts. Begin by recognizing what's no longer serving you. This might be relationships, work habits, or even thoughts that are limiting your growth. The more you let go of the things that aren't contributing positively to your life, the more space you create for the things that will. It's a process that begins by first acknowledging that change is possible, and then gradually allowing yourself to be guided in a direction that aligns more with your passions. As you do this, it's important to practice patience with yourself. The transition toward a more fulfilling path doesn't happen overnight, but with small, consistent actions, things will begin to shift. Start by taking some time each day to check in with yourself. Ask yourself if the choices you're making are supporting the person you want to become. Even a few minutes of reflection can help you reframe your mindset and take action in alignment with your true desires. Another aspect of this process involves learning to trust your inner voice. It's easy to get caught up in what others think or what society expects of you, but your intuition has a unique wisdom. When you start to trust it more, you'll notice that the decisions you make feel more authentic, and you'll find that opportunities begin to align with your vision. Taking time for self-reflection also involves letting go of the fear of making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but they are not failures. They are learning experiences that guide us toward growth. The key to moving forward is to stay open to the lessons that come from every setback and every success.